poets for this session were Robert Kiely and Peter Jager. They both furnished me with very modest biographies. So if you have any further questions to ask them, please do so. Our first poet is Robert Kiely. He's a writer, he lives in London. His first novella, Fionn, has been recently published by Contraband Books. He teaches at the London Irish Centre at the moment. Okay. And Peter Jager is a Canadian poet, a literary critic and text-based artist now based in London. He's the author of 11 books, including most recently John Cage and Buddhist Eco-Poetics, published by Bloomsbury in 2013, 540440931, which is published by Via Press in 2014, and A Field Guide to Lost Things, which is forthcoming from the If P Then Q Press this year. His last visit to Turkey was to read at the 12th International Art, I can't read that word. Yes, thank you. In Istanbul, he's Professor of Poetics at Roehampton University. I think Robert's going to go first, yeah?
Thanks. I'm going to read a small bit of prose first from A Work in Progress. It is a Sunday afternoon in London, and the sun is shining. Frank is cleaning his car. In the foreground, an abject Jeremy Clarkson weeps as he recites from heart some promotional material about this particular car. His descriptions of the car's curves fills the gaps. It punctuates and mingles with his songs. Someone has gone Saint Sebastian on his axe. He looks like a wounded man, and he wears a dunce cap named Shirley written on it. It is a Ford Focus Mark II LX with 103,000 miles on it, manufactured in 2005. It is a 5-door hatchback, and its engine is 1.6 LX petrol. It has manual transmission. It is black in colour. No, not just the transmission, but the full modified neo-design body kit is black. It is lowered. There are a few minor downsides. There's a problem with the front driver's side window. The remote locking isn't working, nor the central locking, although using the key, the latter is working fine. Apart from those two little problems, it is, in the words of its owner, a lovely drive. The rear windows are tinted. The Mark II was codenamed C307, and it uses the Ford C1 platform, which is shared with the Volvo S40, the V50, and C70, Mazda 3, and Focus C-Max. The basic suspension design, which contributed much to the Mark I's success, was carried over largely unchanged to this nonetheless updated model. All of this contributes to an improved driving experience, according to several copywriters at a firm contracted by Ford to describe the car and, more importantly, to circumscribe our experience of the car. With the Mark II, the same body styles as the Mark I Focus were offered. Frank bought the car second-hand in 2014 for 2,500 Great British pounds before he began working as a line manager at the company Concierges for You for £25,000 per annum. He is in the top 6.5% of earners worldwide. Further off in the background, you can just about make out the Avant-Garde Tower. It is located at postcode E16GR. It is difficult, though not impossible, to understand the agonizing, well-remunerated meetings at which so many employees and freelancers and consultants anxiously weighed up possible names, as difficult as comprehending the number of hours, man-hours, put into designing and building it. It is now completed, and its features include an on-site gym and a landscape free spirit garden. The Avant-Garde Tower has a 24-hour concierge service. Jack Reed, Jamal Griffiths, Brad Gooch, and David Bromwich got the jobs. There were 650 applicants. They each earned £12,000 British pounds per annum. They are in the top 7.43% of earners worldwide. Jack is a poet as well. The average wage of the inhabitants they serve as concierges is, say, £100,000 per annum, or the top 4% of earners. Good evening, sir. Evening, Jack. Anything I can help you with today? I think I'll leave my shoes outside the door for you to give them a clean. Certainly, sir. Great. The occupant moves through the entrance foyer with ease. Everything seems to tilt towards him, and it is usually him. Follow him as he moves. He is the sun and they the flowers. He is at comfort in the foyer's boutique hotel style. The foyer is completely contemporary, positively protruding like a phallus into the present, like right now, and it is sophisticated and luxurious, and reminiscent of some of the world's chicest hotels. You can check out the website. And now, 3 poems. Figurative poem. Contents exceeds rage, defaults the rent, needs the next adage to kick in from a boundary to force closure, an engagement spent like crash and shout, thrash around and cash, itch, rash, scrape the loud land and dump it in the submission box, wound in cloth, kerosene. Then, jilted hex turns to spurn all it learned, open-necked flex to the next hilt in jest. It burns to test, then nests from the rest. Then, the median frees, decrees its need, and tramples the rest in brambles, leaves some dent, glinty, changed, erased. Like all justified the knots tied to the lies frothing in a tide I ride. Like really, nearly, early, move yearly near to this fear and leer, veering towards queer, without a case designed as right, and it is, on the wing. Senseless pinches of salted violence doled to those in holes and never out of there. Outside a gravy carriage, down the lane to hit the main vein in a creche full of refs, who extend hoop-jumping ringworms through the fire of all the leopard slugs mating before humans knew dangling, who enact attacks on all that lap, then flip with a grip to a long palm frond, changed via radio to be, and the mellow marsh raves, stacks of history laid out and rekindled, cold concrete the concerted rubble, waiting to be reassembled in feathers. In the future, stare and see this hobo named Chris, I know, on the patio, ascending with a fresh haircut, a special gleam, all fair, all over, careens the rot and fuss. This is a poem called Ends. Someone tied up this ox, a traveling man's game, a village man's catastrophe. One person has an advantage from what is a loss to another. This is really unpleasant for the latter. I fall asleep slowly and then all at once. This is not a repeat or a reheating of some soup once sold to you all chunky and barely a broth. You take it out of the microwave for the 20th time, hands burning, but you take it out unsteadily, readying me for the fall, or it's left in your sawdust will cover us all. Toothbrush, stained as bed sheets and all touched, as unexpected and predictable as this polar vortex. Conditions of their own choosing are not made under conditions of their own choosing. Grist to Leibniz mill, micromanaged by a space raccoon. History is a dustbin and we the shit of an urban fox, fathered by an asteroid. Oh love, physical and mental, you, the gonad of my monad, move off. Our underground wires tighten, slacken, tighten. You are your past. You have been effected, affective, and selected, and effective, and affected, and elective, and selective, and elected. The end cheapens the infinite love vault, but I see walls, fixed amounts of serotonin and come. I will no longer speak of you, your attributes. There is violence in them, clear rebuke. Enough achievements for tonight. Jiggle of phlegm snoring. The alarm clock is set to stun. I can hear my hair grow knit smooth. Outside, cardboard too smart to sleep soaks. With all this dreaming going on, I turn to liquid. All twitchy and pent up, frantic and spent with semantics to vent, but spontaneously reassembled in the next scene, where the character labeled wife walks in, dressed in aqua, soon to be hit by a lorry. But the loop has yet to be looped. This tousled concept. Feelings sprint deep, eroding an echo chamber in which the points score. All disappears, but not suddenly. Makes sense, but not for you. From the pavement, splattered tendons, the face eaten, making it difficult to see or read or function out of lava flow. Eat me no more, for I am thin to the point of kiss from a distance with hyperextended tongues, then skullfuck, turn most of you into a tympanum, trepidant and bleeding, brain spores overeating, spreading, forming soft dough for kneading, and the words admit they like it, getting jerked off by a phantom limb, a real flatterer, and thoughts, intention, keep trim. Disappearing as I hack, trace, wood chop, big sock, all over a moitage grid, which encapsulates space and crescendo, suffusing the new sphere of the nearest Tesco. Alive by means of seeming disorder, sonic occultation, raw aural voltage. These the means of a raw quintessence, tight-lipped to slip a trick, but none more quietly, a long grey landscape into the way it is made out in a tiny subliminal signal. And words go splattering, all silver. The gaps turn into panic scratching, wing clipping, chewing the cheek off fate, observing risk in a slow-mo spin. The lightness fills the bathtub. You wear the water of the kettle into the mind, meet want, some part of heart, to decide to shaft some sunlight. Elsewhere, a faded zenith postulated in these lines, oft times not fully present, but sniffling and craning out of here and now. Director, there might not be anywhere else. Another conversation worth having. The eye meets a regurgitating brook of schematics, come to the end. Try to cross my eyes and dot each T's. The stars discharging or whatever. Radical relaxation. Yet the whole income months itself and houses you, all curiosity defective. We up precaution and it solicits. Yeah. Names a Trojan horse in the city of time-transformed dead occurrences. Our meaning will tell your cleverness. On this, the fantastical judgment day, materiality is always in the way. Crack it and peek inside, along the sinewy pocket of the abyss. Feed the pot and have a peep in. The sad fact is, it wants to impress to the hilt. It is a loss of nerve. And went faster than I expected, but this is the last poem. It's called Wraparound. For some rhyme, dub and add in mud, the Jaeger bomb neocon says sod the dodo, spins dreidel, kicks up a few penis quips, forking zeugmas, then is strung up by a quiff. Frothing brain clot, clocks then stoppering, an arterial camber all wrong, then gone, 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 Angelus, over nova us, Prosecco socialists. Cult of Celts, minor poets crippled by ripped notes, flailing ions of verse, charging, walls burst, and ecstatic spectacles, augur, pinned and arid reloads. Curved at cove, handle only fog and log problems in mushy brain leanings, careering through clearings. Stab your lap, then ask for peace. Neil Tigam Ain Law, Gok Bulger, Gok Trawl, and snot, blotting out the sun. Claw jammed in four fandom, think me fen, missile fest, drenched in udders, festooned in jest. Rotor shift switchblades in packed ice, and meanwhile a pinpricked thick jackknives into a lorry. A restless, relentless sense of song, a cell loop. Where is that at? Cops donning dead children and children donning dead cops. It's all built on some fall, running fumes to cut all. Fantasizing about baseline cognition and multitasking and weathering the storm early. The foreboding bodes well, and Bevels beeps. Bite lip till it splits. into two forms of inadequation on the trail of a rarely told tale. Stray into much, for everything. Sorry, sorry, sorry. Artificial walls of teeth, flawless and complete, a publicly funded private joke, disaster spherical and speaking at you from a pulpit, taking completely a whole lot of decisions, terrible tamings, i.e. economy likes stuff, needs must, like jars with tears from laughing until crying, tears of change, grief tears, tears from onions, tears of timeless reunion, tears of ending and beginning, tears of momentum redirected, tears of release, tears of possibility and hope, tears of elation at a liminal moment, tears of remembrance. Having the point of return press indescribably with that pressure, pushes down to then pulverize to complete smithereens, just nothing, just a smooth paste, the gnarled poetry of thought's torture.